One of the things that you will find yourself doing most often, in many cases at least, is surfing the internet. It is a valuable place to go. It is a great place to find resources. We've known this for decades now, and you can do it from a mobile device now, and iPads come with a pre-installed application called Safari. So let's just take a look around and see how Safari works, and we're just going to take a look at what you can do while you're in here and how to make it hum so that you get the most out of your web surfing experience. When you first land on your home page here in your web browser, Safari, you'll notice you have two separate places to type in text. The first one is your URL or your address bar, and the second one is a simple Google search. Underneath those two text entry options, you're going to find a bar down here possibly that is responsible for your tabs. And right now, because I only have one tab, it looks like one giant bar, but way over here on the right, tucked away, is a little plus symbol, so that if I want to go to a new web page but not lose this web page, my WLC iPad education web page, I simply hit that plus button, and now I have my WLC iPad tab over here, but I get to type in and look for something new. I'll just go ahead and go to trucks on Wikipedia here. And now I have tabbed browsing, so I can jump between these two different websites if I so desire. So that's how to use the Google search engine as well as tabs. One thing that I want to point out quickly that I forget to tell some of my face-to-face students sometimes is there's a tiny little partial circle with arrow up here. That means that you can refresh something. So for instance, if I'm on the iPad web page and I just typed in my blog and I hit save or send and it doesn't seem like it's appearing on the page, if I hit the refresh button, that usually reloads the page, and all of a sudden what used to not be there may now be evident or visible. So that refresh button is very, very valuable. It reinstalls or reloads that web page for you. Basically, web browsing should be extremely easy, and realistically, it is. So if I come in here and I go and I click on a brand new link here, perhaps the help link, I should notice that to get back to that help link, or back to the page that I just was on, not the help link, I can use some of these navigation buttons up here in the top. So for instance, I can click this button, the back arrow, and get back to the page I was just on, or I can even use the forward arrow and jump back to the help page. So those are some of the simple navigations besides the tabbing and the searching. You'll also notice up here at the very top you have a tiny book, and you have the icon that I call the I can do something with this, or I can do more with this icon. Let's jump and take a look at the bookmark first. Any good or avid browser will begin to bookmark things or save things for later use. And if you have this synced up with iCloud, your bookmarks will follow you to your iPhone. They will even follow you to your Mac Safari installation of web browsing on your laptop or home computer. But within these bookmarks, when I hit this, I can add new bookmarks, or I can actually, I can't add bookmarks in this case. You'll see where you can do that here in a second. But right now I can access old bookmarks. For instance, I can go to the iPad user guide that I have bookmarked, and it will take me to the iPad user guide that will take me through a lot of those settings that we've already gone through in this class, or that you're about to go through. So if you forget, you can jump into the iPad user guide and it will help you go through a lot of those same tutorial pieces that we've already gone through. I can also add things or harvest things from my reading list at this point. I don't have anything in my reading list here, but this is the place, when you hit this book, to get at some of the bookmarks you have already created, or the reading list, or check your history of browsing in here, what things you've looked for. Another great tool for accountability for students. If you want to see what students have been looking at, just check their browser history right here. The way to create bookmarks, if I want to bookmark this page, is to tap this I can do something more or bump out arrow icon. This gives me all of my options. I can print if I have e-print or cloud printing available. I can tweet this. I can mail this link or page. I can even add this to my home screen, and I show you that in the tips and tricks. But some of the easier things to do is I can add a bookmark, or I can add this to the reading list, which is where we just were.